Good evening. How everyone doing today? God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Irma Jill Spirit Divine. I'm here to give you some news on today. Voting rights in Alabama. So black voters in Alabama say Supreme Court decision dilute their voting power. So the most basic, rights of a citizen in a democracy is the right to vote. Now, without this right, the people cannot, the people be easily to ignore and even abuse their government. So this is a fact. It's what happened in African American citizen living in the South following civil war, restriction, reconstruction. Now, the 15th Amendment, it's the right of citizen, of the United States, to vote shall not be denied, or abridged by the United States or by a state on account of race. So the color and the guarantee African American rights is to vote. So the United States Constitution, prohibits the federal government, in each state for denying citizens for right to vote. So we would look back at Voting Rights Act, from 1965, assigned by President Lincoln B. Johnson, aimed to overcome legal barriers at the state and a local level that prevent African American, from exercising the right to vote as guaranteed under 15th Amendment to the United States Constitution. So the voting rights. So section 2, Voting Rights Act prohibit voting practice or procedures that discriminate, on the basis, of the race color. Voting applied nationwide to any voting standards, practice, or procedure of Section 2. It's permanent and it do not have an expiration date on it. As do certain other provisions of the Voting Rights Act. Suppress, in Alabama. Trying to have two districts, where blacks are located. Also try to take off the district off the map. So we all know if the district is not included on the map, you cannot vote because to vote, it goes by the district that you in. So the bill of proposal voting, for all generation, for African American, a right to vote to be permanent. Okay, so I'm gonna do a read a statement, bill proposal, a permanent policy. Cause we need a permanent policy. Last time it was permanent, it was like 1965. So I don't know how it got on, and they had reinstatement that then. So our permanent policy, for generation of race of color. So guarantee power, for African American, to have the right to vote. Prohibit the federal government in each state from denying a citizen the right to vote. Permanent policy all across the nation. Now this permanent policy is gonna be for all across the nation. Because Martin Luther King, he fought so hard for us to vote. So we're not gonna come this far and we not have the knowledge, of to vote. So this gonna come. This is dedicating in Alabama, but this permanent policy gonna be for across the whole nation. So everyone in any color or race, would not be denied a vote. So I request that all race, color, have the right to vote and not be denied. That we should keep our power as an African Americans to have our rights. Because Martin Luther King, he fought for a long time for us to have our rights. So we're going to keep our power to continue on voting. We have the right, like everyone else, to vote. So Alabama is having different districts, you know, just only for black people to be in a certain section, you know, trying to keep them in one or two districts, you know, and then take it off the map. You know, in order for you to vote, you have to be in that district. You know, so I requested this that they be in a district where they'll be able to vote. You know, so they can have the right to vote. You know, because they have a rights of who's supposed to be in that seat and who's not supposed to be in that seat. You know, so we're not gonna come this far and have our power taken away from us to have the right to vote. You know, so we're gonna we gonna not be denied. You know, we're not gonna deal with discrimination of having our rights to vote. You know, so we come this far. You know, they is trying to get a certain district for them out there. You know, have them in one section. And I mean, a state shouldn't be like that. When you move to a state, you should be able to move wherever you need to move at, wherever you want to move at. You know, it's not you being going to a state, you know, and the color of your skin, you have to be in a certain section. That shouldn't be like that. You know, it's time. It seems like it's rewinding from from some century ago. You know, we don't need history or life history to rewind itself. You know, we're not going back into slavery. You know, we have power and we have the rights, you know, to have the right to vote. You know, so I request, you know, that they be able to move wherever they want to move at. You know, not have, you know, certain color in a certain section of a district. You know, because they have a right to say who they want to be in seat and who they don't want to be in seat. You know, you're taking that power away from them to having the power to vote. You know, so we gonna you know, I'm having a permanent policy, you know, all across the nation, you know, for any color or race, you know, be able to have the right to vote, to have a voice, you know, and having your voice is having a right to vote, you know. So I'm reinstating this bill proposal of a permanent policy. And the last time it was permanent, it was 1965 when Lincoln, you know, had made it permanent. You know, so no one denied. But in some kind of way, it got reversed and it back to the same, you know. But I'm making a lot of these policies gonna be permanent, you know, because everything is getting out of whack, and it's only get organized if we have permanent policies, you know. So I'm gonna be putting together so many permanent policies, you know, for abortion, you know. I'm gonna be doing that too, you know, because we need policies that gonna stick. You know, so we won't have to keep on going through this over and over. You know, we not gonna keep on being denied. You know, they're not gonna be denied. You know, they're gonna be able to vote like everyone else. You know, so that's all the show news I have for you today, and then I see y'all on the next video.